A few days ago, I made a video talking about the news that just dropped where Toyotaro is creating his own manga, and I could safely say at that moment that I believe if that is the case, if that is reality, then the Dragon Ball Super manga is absolutely cooked. It is over. But since that news broke, there has been a major update, and I don't think that you're going to believe this one because this honestly is almost contradictory. It is complete opposite of what was stated on before. So let's go ahead and jump into the news of what is going on with the Dragon Ball Super manga and Toyotaro. What is he cooking or what is he not cooking? And I think you will be surprised by the end of the video exactly which direction it's going to go. And as always, if you love Dragon Ball and you want a Dragon Ball, hit that like button. Let's go ahead and jump in. The headline across all Dragon Ball news networks, leakers, everything was Toyotaro is working on his first ever original manga project. This news is coming to us from the French Expo, Japan Expo, where they talk about manga, all different types of things, and Toyotaro is going to be there and he's going to be enjoying his own panel. This is the hype up that they're trying to push. That way people actually tune in, and it's going to be, I believe, July 6th. As I stated in my original video, this is great news for Toyotaro specifically. He has been doing the Dragon Ball Super manga for, I believe, getting close to a decade. He's been doing Dragon Ball fan mangas for about 2 decades, if not over that. So this is tremendous news for him. I'm actually really happy if this was true, because that means that he takes all his lessons, everything that he's learned from the master Toriyama and everybody else there that has a lot of years of experience on Shueisha, and he can implement that in his own manga where he doesn't have to wait around for orders on exactly what's going to happen next and who he can actually talk about his manga with and what the future is, all that stuff, all the restrictions that right now he has with Dragon Ball, he's not going to have with his own manga. He'll be able to tell whatever story he wants to tell, and more likely it's going to be an extremely edgy story because everything that he did that wasn't for the Dragon Ball Super manga usually was edgy. And if you look at the Moro arc, which I believe has huge implementations from his own original work, Dragon Ball AF, it is extremely edgy. So I think whatever he made on his own is going to fit that mold 100%. So I am really happy if this is the case, if this is the direction he goes. Well, we have 2 people in the Dragon Ball fandom that have come out and have said that this article is more of a mistranslation. It's not directly translated to mean what it's said to mean, and it's actually extremely ambiguous, and it seems like it could have been deliberate by Toyotaro and the people that are working over there asking these interview questions. So DP19 over there on Twitter stated, actually, this has been extremely taken out of context. Bilingual French is my second language. The wording is really confusing, probably to get more eyes on the event, because it does not actually say that Toyotaro is working on a new project, which is the complete opposite of what everybody was leaking a few days ago and announcing a few days ago, that Toyotaro was creating his own manga series, which again, I would be happy if that is the case. He continues, what he actually said could both refer to his work on the DBS manga or a future work, and it actually seems like he could have been role-playing as a new mangaka. It's actually really confusing if you don't understand French. So I understand why people are mistaking what he said. This person who seems to be bilingual in French, they're saying that the way that it's stated in French is that either he's excited to work on a project. So either at the DBS manga, which it would be long overdue at this point because the manga hasn't returned besides that little tiny extra addition to the superhero manga, the superhero arc. It has not returned. It could have been a future work that he's really excited about, which could be a new announcement, which is exactly what everyone is saying, that it sounds like it's his new manga, which if that is the case, if that is what he's saying, then it's actually very close. So even this person who is trying to translate it and saying that the translation is wrong, they're saying that it could be a future work, which I guess the original translation is his future work. So that is also a thing. The weird part here is they could have been role playing as a new mangaka. I've never seen the expo. I don't know exactly what kind of interview this is going to be, but that could have some weight to it, because in this segment, in this event, he's actually going to be interviewing and talking to Kazuhiko Torishima, which is one of the famed editors of Dragon Ball. So maybe they could be role-playing something where he's talking about his work or something along those lines. I mean, he is a mangaka, so this is probably in the realm of possibility, I would say. Now, famed Dragon Ball leaker DBS Hype on Twitter, they actually stated that there is a huge update to this story. Update on this thanks to DAP1 for translations, to Toyotaro's panel on July 6th. Hopefully we'll get an update on Super Manga's hiatus there. But this person messaged him saying, the thing that's being reported currently is based off the sentence, Toyotaro viendra par de son tu nouveau défi créatif à l'occasion de conférences sur scène à Japan Expo 2025. I probably completely butchered that, but I think I was kind of spot on. Which is translated to, Toyotaro will come to talk about his new creative work. This only means that he's working. No indication on what he's working on. There is nothing about a new manga. So I don't know where people specifically got the new manga thing from, if that is the direct translation, but this is going around all of social media talking about a new manga that he's working on, making it seem like he's jumped ship to do his own thing instead of working on DBS. But this is, if this guy is to be taken believably and taken matter of fact, he's saying Toyotaro will come talk about his new creative challenge, which could be his him taking over and taking control of the DBS manga and creatively going further and being asked to pursue further into the future of the Dragon Ball series. And I would imagine that Toriyama probably left him notes or left him something, maybe a manual or concept ideas, something about where he would take the future after Dragon Ball Superhero. What's the future of Dragon Ball look like, especially with the, I would say, confusing nature of Dragon Ball Daima. This needs to be something that needs to be 100% looked at and verified exactly what's going to happen in the future. Could be that this is what he's talking about, because he's talking to somebody that's worked on Dragon Ball. He works on Dragon Ball. So this one to me could be the closest translation. Although when I translated it, I didn't get new creative challenge. So again, this could be, it's all over the place right now. I would say 100% we have to wait, all of us, we have to wait till July 6th to see exactly what's going to happen there. I mean, it is in French, so there's going to have to be a lot of translations, and so the translations could often be wrong. I will figure out what's going to happen on that day, and maybe we'll get some news on the new Dragon Ball Super manga or the next arc, or maybe the challenges, the creative challenges, taking over for somebody as special as Toriyama. That could be what he's talking about, but we shall see when that day comes. And the reason this is a surprising ending, because normally we don't get multiple translation, I guess, takes. We don't usually get that. Usually it's one translation, everyone figures out what it is. This is like multiple translations on exactly what was being said. And so when Dragon Ball basically was killed off a few days ago during the first initial, translation and leak, an announcement from Toyotaro that he's making a new manga, well, now we have it where he could be talking about Dragon Ball. So complete 180. I can't wait to see what happens, but let me know what you guys think in the comments.